everyone! If you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome. Hopefully we'll see more of you soon. Today I am doing a redecoration of Yuma Heights, which Dirk Dreamer just won the lottery. So he moved from his tiny little house in Oasis Springs to this giant one. I was contemplating moving him into the other modern empty home that comes in Del Sol Valley, the Get Famous one, but that house is hideous and I just need to demolish it and completely start anew. But he is now in Yuma Heights and using his $1 million to decorate this house beautifully. I love the name of this lot because it reminds me of the Western 310 to Yuma. I know I've seen the early 2000s one, which was a pretty decent remake, and I'm pretty sure I've seen the original one. It's just been a long time. Because I used to actually work at Blockbuster when that was still a thing, and I was there for about 5 years, so I've seen a ridiculous amount of movies. If y'all remember Blockbuster or miss it, please leave a comment in the section down below. And like I previously said, Dirk Dreamer did win the lottery. I did this thing where all of the townie sims, the non-randomly generated ones that came with Get Famous, I made them playable, and they are all kind of living in different towns and areas, because unfortunately Del Sol Valley is not a large enough town for everybody that came with that pack to live in. I do wish I would have been recording when he won. I usually don't record while I'm playing because it gets monotonous. Like, no one needs to see that. It gets boring. I mean, I like it. I love doing it. I like the repetitiveness of it, but I can't imagine that is that fun to watch. Not gonna lie, I was super duper excited when he won. It's like, yay, we're getting him the biggest, fanciest house ever! As far as decorating goes for this house, I wanted to use a lot of like fancy traditional furniture, like estate kind of furniture, and a lot of creams, a couple of greens, a lot of neutral colors for most of the house, but then some of the bright tiling on the walls from Jungle Adventures to add that extra little bit of a Spanish element to the home. A lot of the decorations, like I said, I want it to feel more like an estate. I wanted it to feel as though this might have been a historical home and some of the original fixtures and furniture is still here, but with a couple of upgraded elements. Of course, also adding in different plants, especially plants from Jungle Adventures, because it fits the theme quite well. I also wanted to keep some terracotta flooring for at least the downstairs, or a good chunk of the downstairs area. I used a different one than what was already in the build, and I used slightly different wood floorings in certain areas too. A lot of the furniture I kept and just recolored because I felt like it matched the idea I was going for, but a lot of it I just made it feel richer, and by richer I mean like a richer, deeper color for the woods, and once again using all the cream elements and then the neutral kind of almost jade green color as a color accent, and of course all the plants. Can't do a build without a bunch of plants for me. I love that carved bar, by the way, random side note, and I think it works really well in the dining room. I also added quite a few different decorative elements from different packs, like little roosters, really cute in the kitchen, and then using some of the pots from Jungle Adventures. For a lot of the paintings in this home, I did try to stick with a classical art twist, the quote-unquote fancier ones, which may have come with the house. Maybe the previous owner was an art collector. For an estate like this, that would make sense. Or maybe Dirk is just bougie and super happy with his Lotto win and is trying to invest some of the money and be a little smart by investing some of it in real estate and art. One of the bedrooms I turned into a study area because if I remember correctly, Dirk's career is in programming. So I wanted him to have a nice study area in order to do all that computer work. Once again, sticking with that cream and wood kind of theme in the study. I was struggling with the bookcases for a minute, and then I realized there was a cheat to unlock certain bookcases. So I was trying that at first, but I ended up sticking with this kind of neoclassical kind of bookcase where it fits in with all of the items. It's still fancy, but it still fills up that wall nicely, and the pieces fit together well. I almost never use these chairs and that couch in any of my builds, and I was happy to be able to finally use them somewhere. And of course, the globe bar. I love throwing that into studies. It's my favorite. I also unlocked some of the artist career easel stuff, so I do have a random easel in here. I didn't go as far as making an art studio kind of area. I just figured, hey, let's throw an easel in. Takes up space, and it looks nice in there. I was also happy to be able to use some of the mission style lamps in this build as well. I do miss the mission style counters from like Sims 2 and Sims 3 though, the ones that had that little bit of a glass pattern for the doors. I am bummed that they're not in this one because I liked them. I used them all the times. I think they might have been the Sims 1 too. Maybe not, but I loved them. They were my favorite. I keep saying my favorite a lot, but in those games I used those counters all the time. Like I said for the bathrooms, I did use a lot more color in the bathrooms than the rest of the builds. I loved using the tiling from Jungle Adventures in these restrooms and in the kitchen. And I kind of just play around with it to make it feel slightly modern, but still have that feeling of it being in a state as though this house has been here for a while, and some of the furniture is going to match that. Those mission counters I was talking about, I wish I had them for this build. That might be why I'm thinking about them so much, because I think they would just look so nice. Oh well, the counters I used end up looking really nice, and I do like how I actually have it set up with the, I don't want to say half counters, but the ones with just the one door on them. I think it looks good. Clawfoot bathtub. I don't get to use those a lot, and I'm happy I was able to for this build. I think they're just beautiful. They look nice. You're going to see a lot of saving in this build because it is such a large build. I wanted to be able to save and keep as much as I could. Towards the end of the build with the final bathroom, which is at the very top, my system actually shut down and stopped recording during that. Luckily, I didn't lose a lot of information, but you did lose the recording for that part of the build. So at the very end where I do the shots of the whole house, that's going to be first because you didn't get to see that part of the build. That's way later though. Right now we're working on what I envision as the master bedroom and jumping around all the different rooms like I always do. Just my creative process. Got to jump around each and every single way. Give y'all some whiplash. It's part of the fun, right? So for the master bedroom, still sticking to that neutral, like browns and creams feel, and the rich, deep, dark woods, using that little dog sculpture, which in my brain I keep wanting to say is a fox sculpture, but I know it's dogs. But it can be either, right? And just throwing in another desk with another computer in the master bedroom in case he has a really, really late programming night so he can just walk that couple of steps from programming to the bed. A couple of the rooms in this home were quite large, so it did take a little bit of extra planning and just a little bit more clutter, quote unquote, than I would normally want to put in a build, but because it is so large, you don't want the spaces to feel super empty, so I try to fill it up as much as possible without it looking like a hoarder lives here. I use a lot of side tables in this build in the various hallways with either mirrors or paintings hanging above it, just because, once again, I don't want any space to feel too empty or too cluttered. I did leave that knight there, the knight armor, because I thought that was pretty cool to have in this one. And this is just another bedroom, throwing in some of the same kind of items, a little fancier, but trying to change around some of the beds and stuff just so it isn't as repetitive, so I'm not just like copy and pasting each room. I do really like those lamps from Get Famous, and I use them quite a bit. I feel like they go with a lot of stuff, a lot of different styles, and they come in colors that match pretty much any decor you can think of. Because a lot of this build is browns and creams, I do throw in a little bit of color with the rugs and the curtains and some of the smaller decor pieces and the plants, just to make it look not quite as boring. This I envisioned as a kid's room, and I kept a lot of the little trains and vehicles in here because I just thought that was super cute. That was a great idea. And I threw in that kind of dusty rose bed because I thought it would be really cute in here, and I tried to use more of that neutral green in this room. Pink and green, especially if they are in similar tones, are usually very beautiful with each other, and that works because of the theory of complementary colors. Red and green are opposites, so pink and green. Because pink is a variation of red, and if it's light or paler green against the pink, they play off of each other well. Bet you weren't thinking you'd be hearing about color theory in a Sims video. Ha! Art education got snuck in. You're welcome. Because of how large this home is, I just cannot wait for him to get married to Kayla Fleming, who is his girlfriend in this game, and for them to have cute little children together, and for them to just fill up this house. It's kind of empty with just him living here, but it won't be for long. It did take me a while to figure out what coloring I wanted to use for that bathroom there, but I ended up using a lot of the yellow and the blue because I wanted to use different colors than I had for some of the other bathrooms, but I still wanted it to have that kind of Spanish feeling to it, and with the yellow tiling, with the blue tiling, I feel like it does, and I just enjoy the colors together. Got to add some fun colors in the bathrooms. Kept the rest of the house pretty neutral, but the bathrooms are where the party colors happen. I also feel like I don't use yellow enough in my builds. It's such a happy color, but it's such a strong, overpowering color that it can be kind of difficult to figure out exactly how to work with it. this here is the final bedroom, and I used the mission style bed in here, and for this one I used more grays instead of the deep dark woods. I just wanted to try to add, once again, a little bit more variation with a lot of the bedrooms. Play around a little bit, keep a similar idea, but not make it look all the same. I was also happy to be able to use that dressing screen in this room because I don't get to use those a lot. And I shouldn't say get to, because honestly it's all in my power. It's my game. I can do what I want. But I just usually can't find a place to put them where they make sense. Like I said, unfortunately, that bathroom got missed. Some of the stuff I put up in the bedroom got missed too, but right now you are going to see, just in still form, exactly what I did. Used some of the same tiling as I did in some of the bathrooms downstairs and moved it around, and this is just the balcony areas that are outside that top bedroom. I also changed the outside walls from that yellow stucco to a white stucco. It just looks cleaner, and I changed some of the colors of some of the windows and stuff like that as well. I do actually really like how this build turned out. I like some of the elements I was able to add in. I would love to live in a house like this, personally. The rest of the video is just still shots of the decor around the house. Dirk's right there. Say hi to Dirk. But thank you for staying here this long and watching this whole video. If you made it through. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit that dislike button. If you want to see more videos like that, please hit subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon.